colleague from Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke. If you want to talk about somebody with determination for fairness, if you want to talk about somebody with a dedication to rural Ontario, if you want to talk about somebody who believes in the fairness and the inherent unfairness with this Liberal government, particularly to our rural Ontario communities, it is Mr. Yakubuski, and I think he's highlighted this issue time and time and time again. So if you want to talk, as I say to the member from Burlington, about pitting one community against another, try representing a rural Ontario riding. Our communities have been consistently, time and time again, the object of the Liberals' disaffection. This is a government that has not only forced wind turbines onto our communities, destroyed our horse racing industry, as my colleague from Kawartha Lakes Brock will tell you, but this is also a government that has two-tiered government when it comes to fairness for our roads and our highways with respect to the gas tax. My colleague, Mr. Yakubuski, has been so forceful on this issue that in the 2007, the 2011, and 2014 Progressive Conservative platforms reflected this inherent unfairness and has tried to rectify it. So if the Liberals want to talk today about picking fights with the federal government, if the Liberals want to talk today about infrastructure, if they want to talk today about roads and transit and transportation, if they want to talk today about fairness and pitting communities against communities, they can go right ahead. But at the end of the day, the person who is morally right on this issue, the person who deserves support for this private member's resolution is my colleague, Mr. Yakubuski. And I will say this in closing, Speaker. I happen to have a riding which is inside the City of Ottawa. Part of my constituents receive this funding from the government because they buy into something I support, which is LRT. You can listen, and then you might learn. Honest to gosh, it's true. I could actually teach you something. But the fact is, my constituents in the rural part of Ottawa are being shortchanged, and I don't think it's fair, I don't think it's right, and as a result, I congratulate my colleague from Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke.
Order.
The new bridge. Yeah, but you do know that wasn't infrastructure gas tax money, right? That was publicly shared.
Further debate. Further debate. The member for Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I got a few extra minutes there, and I really appreciate it. I want to address some of the comments that were made. First of all, I want to thank the member for Algoma, Manitoulin, Cambridge, Kitchener-Conestoga, the Deputy House Leader, Haliburton, Port Lakes, Brock, Burlington. I did say Cambridge, Nepean, Carleton, Haliburton, okay, whatever. I missed one. Nepean, Carleton. Okay, so let's talk about the comments by my friend from Algoma, Manitoulin. And he's right. He doesn't want to see money lost from other programs because it'll be dedicated to rural gas tax. This would cost about $40 million. Now, the government is about to pass, with the majority, a budget that has $132 billion of spending. This is about $40 million. This is the same government that wasted $2 billion on e-health, $1.1 billion on canceled gas plants, and $1.9 billion on smart meters when it should have cost $1 billion. So, if you don't think, and they gave $200 million to Cisco. So, if you don't think they can come up with $40 million, then I think we need to do a better job of managing the money. It's there. It's there. They just have to have the commitment to fairness. And I say to the members on the other side, they keep talking, and the Deputy House Leader, he said, well, we have programs, and the member from Burlington talked about the $100 million fund. And she talked about pitting communities against communities. Well, that's exactly what that fund does, because it is a lottery. There is no sustainability, there is no assurance that you will get funding. The federal government gas tax program ensures that and it has been made permanent, each and every year, those communities get their share of the gas tax rebate. Your program is a lottery, and you have to apply. You may win, you may lose. It pits communities against one another all the time. It picks winners and losers. So you want to talk about fairness? It boggles my mind that you can even use the word fairness when you bring in one of your funding programs. As the minister said, he used to get tired signing the orders of funding for a rural transportation or infrastructure project. Well, you know what? It shouldn't come down to the signature of a minister. It should be guaranteed, sustainable, long-term, assured funding. It doesn't come down to the stroke of a pen as to whether the minister says yes or no. It comes down to a legislated program that says we respect rural Ontario. We will share the gas tax revenue with them because they pay more than their share into it. It would cost $40 billion out of $132 billion. That, you got to figure it out, folks. This government wastes 40. In fact, the debt, they spend $32 million more a day than they take in this government. So a day and a few hours would take care of the rural funding for gas tax rebate in this province. They can't find it because they don't want to find it. They would rather have a lottery program where we can have one rural community begging hands and knees to the ministry, would you give us funding for this infrastructure project? And then when the government says no, they have to go back to their taxpayers and say, we can't fix the sidewalks on Jones Street. We can't fix the sidewalks on Main Street. We can't do it this year because we didn't win the government's lottery program. $100 million, that's a joke. If you could say $100 million and it will be shared, that every community gets this share, that's another story. There's no fairness in a lottery. I've never won the lottery, and most of the communities under your program won't win it either.
Thank you. We'll take the vote at the end of private members' business. Orders of the day.
Ballot item number 48. Private member's notice of motion number 44, Ms. MacLeod.